I want to welcome you to Northeast Wisdom, the weekly news magazine celebrating people with experience. Each week, Tim, Ed, and myself will offer news of interest to older and younger Americans in the northeastern part of the country. Hence the title of the show, Northeast Wisdom. We intend to share the wisdom of people like 94-year-old Nathan Aaron of Saugerties, a pioneer in the communications industry.
At the age of 14, I walked into a telegraph office. It's what they called a one-man office. A manager, operator, well, I was the operator, and the messenger boy. And I said, "Do you need a messenger boy?" And they said, "No, I have a boy, but he's out sick. Would you care to fill in for a week?" I said, "I have nothing to do. I will." And I took it for a week. The other boy never showed up, and I never left. And that 1 week stretched into 45 years. The last was period. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their party. And that's what I tapped out.
Now, why would you do that?
Huh?
Is that a standard test?
No, but it is one of these things. The easiest thing to do on here is Mississippi. Mississippi has only 2 dashes. See, Morse code is made up of dots and dashes. A dot is this. So you can just touch. A dash is, you hit harder. An A is a dot and a dash. See? And Mississippi's is all dots.
That was a great segment. Nate Aaron, isn't he exciting? He was a living part of history. Well, you know, in addition to the personal profiles like we just saw, we're going to be taking a look at the exciting lifestyles that all of us who are growing older are leading. And to demonstrate one of these lifestyles, our own Helen Fitzgerald, and she's so beautiful, was at a fashion show recently. So let's join her at the Albany Italian-American Community Center.
Been with Barbara Thomas, I would say, approximately 8 years.
Oh, 8 years.
About, yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
And is this your only job?
Oh, no. I do several things with her. I do print work and I do fashion shows. And as far as my own job per se, I'm retired.
Oh, I see.
As I'm one of the senior citizens.
Good. Oh. Do you ever have a woman our age come up and say, "It's so good to see a model with gray hair or with, you know, our age," kind of a thing?
All the time. All the time, yes.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good, you know, because let's face it, we're not 22-year-olds that are out there in the bathing suits on the runway with the perfect legs and figure and everything else.
Yeah, but the world is not made up of 22-year-olds.
Right.
But there are a lot of us.
Exactly.
So I think that it's good for fashion and good for business to show clothes on models who are reasonably in tune with the rest of the world, right?
They're the ones that are out there spending the money on nice clothes too. That's, you know, the young kids aren't, but well, it's a different way of looking at modeling, I guess, today, and I think that people are considering that, you know.
As a profession,
we have to buy clothes, and there is more money probably spent in our age group on clothing than there is in the young
I think because
segment of.
We have a large amount of disposable income in the hands of older ladies, should we say? Yeah.
Not older ladies, Helen.
Well,
senior models.
Senior models,
Right,
whatever.
right.
It's. I think it's going to be an interesting 10 years, 15, 20, whatever ahead. You know, we don't have to worry about getting old and wrinkled because we already are.
Now, that's the kind of exciting, fashionable story that you're going to get on a regular basis here on Northeast Wisdom. Helen Wallace Fitzgerald, our host, is very much into these kinds of things on a regular basis. We'll be taking you to a variety of different places around New York State where you can see older people doing exciting things. We're also going to bring you some very serious information on a weekly basis, like what to do with your money. Money of investors is not going into mattresses, is it?
No, it's not going into mattresses, but it's clear that it's not going into stocks either. There's a sort of a risk aversion that's been built up among small and large investors alike. There's many more investors are doing just what we're suggesting. They're playing it safe. They're buying treasury bonds. They're buying high-quality debt market securities. They're buying the stuff that seems and probably is safe. If it's not a bond, a high-quality bond, some are effectively sticking it in the mattress by buying money market funds, money market deposit accounts, some buying treasury bills directly, and some buying certificates of deposit at their local bank. So By and large, investors are still there. It's just that they're parking their money in much safer spots until basically the outlook becomes a lot more clear and hopefully positive.
Hugh Johnson has become somewhat of a darling of the financial media. He was recently written up in the Wall Street Journal as being the kind of person that the networks and national news and financial magazines seek out because of his clear-cut answers and his willingness to actually come out with a prediction on the economy. He'll be a regular contributor on Northeast Wisdom. In addition to him, we're going to have people talking about careers, law, cooking. We're going to have people actually doing Cooking for One on this program, and we'll have regular reports from people in the legislature on Northeast Wisdom. We intend to explore alternatives in living styles as well as lifestyles. Our cameras will routinely visit facilities such as the Eddy Memorial Geriatric Center in Troy to learn of housing for the elderly. At that facility, Peter Young is the executive director.
Any resident of any level in any of our settings has priority access over the outside community to whatever level of care they might need. The first room that would become available and in the appropriate level that they needed would be theirs. And I think it's fascinating in that we have people, in other words, traditionally people whose health may be deteriorating, but also people that from Beechwood who have had, say, a minor stroke can come back into say the skilled level, receive rehab services, the physical therapy, the occupational therapy, and then move up as their strength gains and their coordination returns from the stroke. They can move up the levels of care back as high as their health care needs will allow them to go. So it's a very dynamic system. It works both ways.
Ed, you did that story with Peter Young over at the Eddy Geriatric Center. What does it cost to stay there on an annual basis?
Well, it could be very expensive, Tim, but institutions like the Eddy and other excellent ones in the Northeast can help make individual financial arrangements, and private and federal funds can help an older person as well. But you know, many older persons are staying healthier as they grow older and avoiding institutionalization by, after retiring, having second careers.
That's right, Ed. Second careers are becoming more and more important now that we are growing older and staying older longer. People want to remain productive longer also. So it's important when we are going to be in retirement for a long, long time that we have something important to do and something interesting.
Last week at an airport in Buffalo, an older couple came into the waiting room and everyone remarked, "Don't they look wonderful for their age?" I was insulted, because we should look wonderful for our age. Well, here at Northeast Wisdom, we feel that your health and your fitness is important to you and important to us. And we're going to be having a segment called The Body Shop. Our resident cardiologist, Dr. Ramon Fabregas, is going to lead us through a stress test. Join us in watching.
What happens is that the resting electrocardiogram is diagnostic in about maybe 75% of patients that have significant coronary artery disease. That is to say, you would be missing 25%. By putting the patient on the treadmill, then you narrow the gap to about 91%.
So 9 out of 10 people you could find out.
You could be very sure of telling that they have a problem with the heart, yes.
Count on Northeast Wisdom to be your eyes and ears on the world of mature experience. Count on Northeast Wisdom to bring faraway places right into your living room. We will be soliciting and broadcasting select home videos taken on your vacation or just taken around the house of your neighbors. Give you an opportunity to get involved, intimately involved in this show, to show your experience, to share your experiences with your neighbors. One of the experiences Helen Wallace Fitzgerald had recently was a trip to Liz Reed's Mirage Figure Salon in Latham. There she test rode their new toning tables.
What you want to do is you want to stretch over your head and get a full pull, so you're stretching these muscles. We're going to tuck the buttocks under, keep it nice and tight. We're going to give a little stretch with the legs. This is going to work those inner thighs also. We get a stretch, you push on your heels and bend your toes toward you. We're going to be putting a 20-pound sandbag just to secure her and help to keep those muscles down. This one's enjoyable. There's very little exercise to do in this other than doing the tightening. If you don't tighten, relax, Helen. You feel the difference. You're not getting the pull in the abdomen. Once you... Yeah. This is going to help. This is the table that will help to rid you of your cellulite. This is a table everybody wants to get on.
Well, that's quite a contraption.
It was quite a contraption, and it wasn't bad, that last table.
And you look good on those tables. Tell me, do they really work?
I think so. I've been going several weeks, and I think it does make a difference.
For men and women?
Men and women, yes. It's not only women.
Well, it looks like fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Well, that's the kind of thing that you're going to see on this show. We plan to work overtime for you here on Northeast Wisdom. We believe that a program such as this is absolutely indispensable in this age of the graying of America. Help us make it a reality. We need your financial help and encouragement, and in return, we'll give you a quality TV show that our viewers will thank you for sponsoring.